Greaves with the left pad as we are seconds into the opening stanza. Tossed ahead into the O zone. There's Greaves' first denial as a wrister comes out of the left circle off the stick of Tate Singleton. It's amazing, but there are only 4 skaters here, and then Hildeby, who backed up yesterday as Cleveland ices the puck, that competed in yesterday's game that are also in the lineup today for Toronto. Because again, if you miss the open, the Marlies have nothing to gain from this game. They'll be in 5th place, they'll be in the play-in round, and Belleville has home ice, so they've rested all of their stars. 30 seconds into this first period, face-off right side, D-zone for Cleveland. Off that draw, it was Johnson with a shot right on for Jet Greaves. Able to make the save. Now it's fed back out left point. Petronero crossed to Sharp. Sharp pushes it down to the right point for Toronto. Into the corner to the left of Greaves as he watches from the left post. This one nudged up the wall. Mateau flips one to the middle of the ice. Fix Polanski taps it all the way down, and they're not going to call icing here as it'll be picked up by the Marlies. Monsters execute a line change. And we're 1 minute into the first period. No score. Up ice now, Johnson for Toronto across the line right side. Scrapes it down behind the Monsters net. That's where Zaboral is occupying the left side of the trapezoid, and he'll connect with Pucha. Pucha ahead to Malatesta. Offhand right wing entry into the O zone. Tries the stop and go move on Tyconic, the defenseman for Toronto, and Malatesta now against the grain, back up the right wall. Couldn't connect with Sillinger, and then falling down out at center was Jackson Berezowski for the Marlies. And so to the Cleveland zone, again controlled first by Zaboral, but crossed his wires with Sillinger. He'll be guilty of icing. That stops the clock, 18:33 left in the first. Well, the goaltending numbers are as follows. Jet Greaves, 45 appearances, 29 wins, a single season club record, 12-4 is the rest of his overall record, so 29, 12, and 4. A shutout at 297 goals against, 908 save percentage, 39 saves on 42 shots yesterday. He's 6-0 against Toronto, and 15, 4-2 in 21 road appearances this year. That total of road wins, 15 of them, also a single season club record. His opponent, Dennis Hildeby, as we're back to work here after the draw in the Cleveland zone. Big guy, 6'7", 222. He's 21-11-7 in 40 appearances. So shot Dillingham, right point for Toronto. That blocked into the corner. Tied for 3rd in the league with 7 OT losses this year. Tied for 5th in the league with 4 shutouts. 2-4-2 goals against. That's top 10. 8th in the league, and a .912 save percentage for Hildeby. His last outing, 27 saves on 28 shots faced. 2-1 road shootout win at Syracuse on the 12th of April. 2 minutes into the first period and no score. Monsters push up into the offensive zone as Roman Ashan able to get it across the line behind the Toronto net. And now wedged all the way back up to Shea. Shea taps to the middle of the ice. Cleveland takes away. Here's Zach Okabe. Fought through a hit there from Dillingham. And now this one clipped back to the left point for Stanislav Svozil. Holds the line for Cleveland. Around the end wall, Juracek monitoring the situation, now retreating. The puck carried towards him and dumped by Shea for Toronto into the Cleveland zone. Got 17:24 left in the first period, 0-0 at Coca-Cola Coliseum. Left side defensive end, Roman Ashan with it there. Feeds it back behind his own net. Stanislav Svozil going to control it. Svozil's 3 game-winning goals, among the AHL's defensive leaders in that category. 2 OT goals, tied for the AHL's defensive lead. Here's Pearson now, hat trick yesterday, first of his pro career, 2nd this season for Cleveland. Juracek had the other. To the offensive end, though, a fleeting chance, and now the Monsters retreat. Piling forward, chance for Toronto, and a Sharp angle shot wide off Singleton's stick. Right point Sharp, cross to Matteo Petronero, fed down to the left corner. From Hirvonen back to Petronero. Now Roni Hirvonen for the Marlies at the left point on his forehand. Sends one off Josh Dunn's stick and into the netting and out of play. 16:38 left in the opening period. Talked to Justin Pearson before the game today, and he told us about the best game he's had this season, his hat trick showing in victory yesterday.
Yeah, it was a great game for us. I think we got off to a great start, and that's huge for us coming down the line here. But it was a good team effort, and I'm glad some hard work finally paid off, and I was able to find the net a couple times.
Yeah, boy was he ever. Impressive showing for Pearson yesterday, and he's one of several players for the Monsters who, full disclosure, are dealing with illnesses right now. I know he's not feeling 100%, and wasn't yesterday either, but a huge performance. Let's hope for another from him and his line. 16:25 left in the first, and still nothing. Back to action now, Blankenburg. Right circle in his defensive zone. Connects with Jake Christensen. Christensen ahead to center. This is Trey Fix-Polanski. Through the center circle, dumps it on net to Hildeby. Spits it free out of his glove. And the Marlies now slide one out to center. This is Jacob Quillen. Quillen feeding to his left. The puck kicked off the skates of Isaac Johnson. Down to the doorstep. Quillen sweeps it towards Greaves. Bounces out left point. Johnny Tyconic to his right. Dillingham now for the Marlies. Rink wide. This is Johnson. Johnson cycles into the corner. No one there. So Cole Clayton try to squeeze one in a tight area. Kind of a dangerous choice there. But Zaboral go through and Mateau sends it all the way down. And there's no icing. So Cleveland changes 4 out of, well, all 3 forwards. Clayton's going to stay put for now. 15:38 left in the opening period. 2-1 the shots for Toronto, but no score. Here's Ellis down the left wall for the Marlies. He was met there by a couple of monsters, including Clayton. Now it's out to the left point. Petronero down the wall, and now the puck drifts away to center. Here's James Malatesta. Stomps on the gas, splits the D, gets tackled and wrapped up. He drew a penalty. And there was no shot that came off that near breakaway chance, but a power play has been earned thanks to the speed of Malatesta. With 15:20 left in the first, the Monsters head to the man advantage for the first time. Guilty of holding there and taking his seat is Chaz Sharp. PK1 for Toronto in the season series. This has been a trouble spot for Cleveland despite their 7-0 record against the Marlies this year. They're 1 for 26 on the power play against Toronto, 3.8%. Overall, 18.2%, 15th league-wide for Cleveland, and it's a top 6 PK for the Marlies. They kill off 84% of the penalties they face all told this season. Clearance after a face-off controlled by Toronto, and now the Monsters will break out for the first time on the power play. Delbel Balouz feeds to his right at center. Off the mark there, but Fix-Wolansky helped get this all the way deep, as did Blankenberg. Petronero, though, in possession for Toronto. Snaps it down ice and on net as Jet Greaves got rid of the puck, and now Sposel will try to navigate his way through center. 5 minutes are gone in the first period. 90 seconds left on power play 1 for Cleveland. No score. Delbel Balouz dumps in down the left wing wall. Swiped in behind the cage by Toronto and around past the right point man. That was Fix-Wolansky. And the Marlies in possession here in their offensive zone while short-handed. An errant pass, though, grabbed by Dunn at center. And now here comes Cleveland. Malatesta trying to squeeze one into Blankenberg there. It was picked off. But then the puck knocked out of midair by Fix-Wolansky. On a would-be clearing bid by the Marlies. Toronto back in control. They've got a minute left on the kill. And this will be cleared by Tyconic to the right of Jet Greaves and tapped back behind the Monsters net onto the stick of David Jiricek. 14:10 left in the first. Nothing. Jiricek tracking to the offensive blue line, enters the zone in a crowd of blue uniforms. Puck rolled away. Petronero clears. Marlies have 40 seconds left in the kill. Came on net to Greaves. Pushes it away with his goal stick. Now the puck able to be picked up on the drop feed at center by Puccia, and with blazing speed, he steps into the offensive zone, gives it Malatesta left corner. Around the wall to the right point, this is Jake Christensen. Christensen eventually got it to Mateau, right circle, back Christensen. He'll fire, and it's fought off and bounces along the left wall. Puccia controls left point, hits the bumper, that's Mateau. Out high, Jiricek to the flank. Christensen into the slot for Mateau, but the puck betrayed him, and it's cleared by Toronto, and they're 8 seconds away from even strength here. 13:25 left in the first period. Monsters on the verge are going 0 for 1 on the power play. Hit hard was Christensen on the left boards there, and so now the penalty concludes as the puck came to center. 13:13 left in the first. Still 0-0 here at Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto. Marlies inside their own zone have Tyconic feeding one up the left side of center. That broken up by Roman Ashan. Now the puck straight to him, but off the curved glass at the end of the Toronto bench. And so technically the puck out of play. We're going to take a break. 13 minutes on the nose left in the first period. Marlies nothing, Monsters nothing. Stay with us on Fox Sports 1350 The Gambler. 7-minute mark of the first period. That means you got 13 left to play. It's no score between the Monsters and Toronto Marlies. Final game of the regular season. Cleveland with a regulation victory, looking to claim the North Division crown. It would be their first division title in the history of the club. Hey fans, the Monsters would like to thank the University Hospitals Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, the Vision Development Team, Ohio Center for Oral Surgery, and Bubanic Chiropractic for being the official medical team of the Cleveland Monsters. Monsters and Toronto Marlies. They have played 7 times entering this final game of the season. Monsters with a victory today would make it an 8-0-0 record against Toronto if they can prevail. And Trent Vogelhuber has just dominated the Marlies as a head coach. He's 5-1 at home, 5-0 on the road, 10-1-0 in his career as a head coach against Toronto entering today's game. No score yet in this one. Face off at center, now forced into the Cleveland zone. Cole Clayton got spun around. Now it's off to the far boards and behind the Monster goal line again. Nudged by Zavoro, picked up left corner. This by Roman Ashan. His pass ahead, tipped off the tape of Okabe, so no icing on the play. Getting there first, right corner O-zone was Tyler Engel. Takes a hard thump there. A shoulder-to-shoulder hit that staggered him briefly. Now the Marlies tap one off the wall. It goes all the way down. Icing's going to be the determination as Sposel will touch. So the face-off back into the Toronto zone. 12:24 left in the first period. 0-0. It is highly relevant what's going on in the Rochester Americans Utica Comets game as they got started at 3 o'clock, about an hour before Cleveland did. Of course, a regulation win means that the Monsters don't have to worry about Rochester. Cleveland would clinch the division all on their own, but the Amerks, oh, by the way, are up 1-0 in Utica right now, midway through the second. Off the draw, hammer, dropped by Sposel, and off the block for a Hildeby. Bounced into the air. Now it's up the wall for Cleveland on the left wing side. Played to the middle of the ice, but picked off by the Marlies. Now it'll be slid out to center. And here comes Toronto into the offensive zone. Dumped around the end boards there by Grant Cruikshank. Cleveland picks up behind the net. Sposel to center. Whalen absorbed a hit from Villeneuve. And the puck went all the way down. No icing as Pearson chases the puck carrier out of the left corner. That was Noah Chadwick. Now it comes back out to center. And the Marlies tap across the zone, but Pearson able to collect it there, slides it to Dunn. Cleveland gets over the line onside, but the puck rolls back to center, and Christensen's going to play it there, sharply off the left wing boards, popped into the air, tapped out of midair by Pearson's stick, and now grabbed again by Singleton and Toronto as they'll clip it deep to the left corner of the Cleveland zone. Almost halfway through this first period, 11:30 left in the opening stanza, no score. The puck came past the center point man for Toronto and all the way down. Monsters going to change all 3 forwards here as they're over the boards to join Blankenberg and Christensen, the defensive tandem. Cleveland's number 1 D pair. Out to center, this is Gambrell. He'll tap it behind the Monsters' net. Now it's Toronto's turn to change, so time and space for Christensen's breakout. And he will skate it all the way through center to the offensive zone. Forehand entry, left wing side. Pass to the middle, broken up. Able to be taken away now by the Marlies. Here's Quillen into the offensive zone with speed. Watched by Blankenberg. Couldn't get the corner on net. Now it's behind the Monsters' net to the left corner of the Monsters' zone. Powered up the boards. Johnson got in the way for Toronto. He's pinned up by Mikhail Pucha. And now this is Owen Sillinger. Down near the goal line to the left of Greaves, playing one up to Dasher. Pucha able to snare it. Puck rolled away from him. Now dumped in by Sharp in the Marlies. With 10:35 left in the first. Cleveland again with lots of room to exit their own zone. Christensen feeds Blankenberg, right circle. And out of the corner, a long pass ahead went untouched at center. This will be icing against Cleveland in a face-off. Back to the defensive zone for the Monsters. Hey fans, if you want to win 2 free tickets to a future Monsters home game, hop on Twitter. Send me a question at TonyBrownPXP. And if we pick your question to answer on the air in the second intermission, you win. Don't forget to include the Ask the Booth hashtag. You have to have that if you're going to claim today's Twitter Ask the Booth question of the night. 10:27 left in the first. Face off right side defensive zone for Cleveland. Elbel Baluz on the draw. He's got a new opponent here. Striding in is Matthew Barbolini. He's one of only 4 skaters, as we mentioned, that played yesterday for the Marlies. Otherwise, it's an entirely new lineup for Toronto. A team that has, with the folding of the Newfoundland Growlers, their ECHL affiliate, about 40 guys on the roster right now. Out to center, here is Ellis for the Marlies. He'll feed it forward. Stevens across the blue line. Shoved by Christensen. Got the puck behind the Monsters' net. Blankenberg zips it around the right wing kick plate. Now it's forced back towards the goal line. Able to be snatched there by Stefan Matteau. Plays it to the middle of the ice. Christensen ahead. Lunging was Fix-Wolanski out of his reach. And it'll be icing again against Cleveland with 9:52 left in the first period. Draw back to the Monsters' zone with the shots 4-3 for Toronto. Fans, Monsters playoff packs are on sale now. Get the same great seats to all potential home playoff games at a discounted rate with a Monsters playoff pack. Head to Monsters Playoff Central by going to clevelandmonsters.com/playoffs for more information. And I would encourage you guys to really think about it because you're not going to want to miss a single go-round on the roller coaster that is the Calder Cup playoffs. Monsters now clear out of their own zone, but I'll give you one guess what just happened. Yes, a third icing call as Cleveland had an ambitious pass untouched on its way down. And so the face-off to the right of Greaves. 9:44 left in the opening period. 0-0. Cleveland with another draw, and Luca Del Bel Belluz squares up against Grant Cruikshank for Toronto. Face-off right side, and false start on the draw as the referee, who was out at center, took issue, I think, with the placement of Christensen on the right side of that circle. So we're going to reconfigure, try again. Kicked out of the draw, Del Bel Belluz, so it's Fix-Wolanski taking it. One back left point for the Marlies, right side. Villeneuve, his shot gloved by Greaves. It would have gone wide left, but he snares for good measure, and at long last will take a timeout. 9:39 left in the first period. Marlies Monsters scoreless. Final game of the regular season with plenty more ahead from Toronto on the Monsters Hockey Network. .39 left in the first period. Monsters Marlies from Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto. Hockey fans in this city were pretty devastated after last night's dominant showing in Game 1 of the series between the Boston Bruins and the Leafs. As there was a big plaza party outside Scotiabank Arena, watching the game outside, and the cold weather caught up to the fans, I think, after a while, and the score did too. But they're here, they're happy for AHL hockey today with the Marlies in their final game of the regular season in Cleveland, trying to finish on a absolutely soaring note. Out to the center point here after a faceoff win in the O zone. Toronto clips one down to the right corner of their offensive end, slides it back. Villeneuve, right point, around the kick plate and behind the cage, and then sent right back to Villeneuve. Holds the line, moved it to his left. Chadwick, rink wide. Here's Singleton. Scrapes one towards Dylan Gambrell. Down in the left corner of the Cleveland zone where the Monsters have Clayton trying to power forward. He gets some support from his D partner, Zboril. Now the puck off Clayton's skates, and he'll stride out of harm's way. Gallops to center. His feed to Ashan, intercepted. Toss back to Gambrell, spikes it deep. Zboril after it. Singleton meets him there behind the goal line. Jakub Zboril finishes his hit. Now it's angled to fire one off the corner glass. Hung up off a stanchion there. Now Singleton slides it left circle. Gambrell fires, and that one wide. Monsters able to track it down. Here's Roman Ashan, left side of his own zone. Flipped it high into the air. Okabe was trying to stay on side and snatch it with the free hand. And he could not do the latter, but the former was achieved. Here's Sharp, right side of center. Drops it around the end boards in the Cleveland zone. Right corner, this is Jiricek. Started towards the trapezoid, then reversed course. Got it up the right wall, pounded off the dasher by Dunn. Carried by Whalen with speed. Right wing, forehand entry. Behind the net, this one forced around to the opposite side of the ice. Svozil chasing the puck, Dunn retreating, and he hammers Quillen. Nice job is done in a defensive posture there, filling in for Svozil. Looked like a blue liner. Now the puck back to the right corner of Cleveland zone. Jiricek spins against the grain off the right side, tapped to Whalen by Dunn. Forced forward, and they couldn't quite squeeze it to Pearson, as was the design and intent. And now dumped in by Justin as he'll head for a change. And with 8 minutes left in the first period, we've still got no score in Toronto in this final game of the regular season. Monsters with a regulation victory looking to claim a North Division title, something this franchise has never done. In a division, the Monsters trying to become a historic iteration of Cleveland Monsters history. Left side defensive zone. Christensen ran into a roadblock, feeds it back behind the net. Blankenberg, so effective at sheltering that puck with his hips there as he wards off the opposition, got it into the Toronto zone. Then the Marley defenseman Villeneuve falls down, gives it away. Puchin, front, one-timer, Sillinger, but Hildeby makes the save. No rebound as he covers on the right post. That'll halt time with 7:19 to go in the first period in a game that is still scoreless thanks to Toronto's Dennis Hildeby. Great stop. Well, Pucha took advantage of Villeneuve wiping out there in the corner as though he lost an edge or something like that. And then Pucha from below the goal line found Sillinger, who tapped that puck right on. Monsters aren't going to have an Iron Man this year in terms of a guy who's played in all 72 games, but this is the 69th appearance of the year for Sillinger. That is the most among any Monsters player this year. Highly dependable, number 12, a key piece for Cleveland in recent seasons, and this year absolutely no exception. Out at center, Owen Sillinger. As this one tossed back to Christensen, he'll pivot ahead. Finds traction, gains the offensive blue line. Left wing side, tried to center one through the slot. It bounced off the stick of Pucha, high off the corner glass. Now it'll be scooped up by the Marlies. They'll storm out to center. Stevens tried to get it to Dmitry Ovchinnikov, and he's grabbing his face as though he felt he was high sticked there, but no call is coming. Under 7 to play in the first and no score. 5-4 the shots for the Marlies. Toronto dumps into the O-zone. Shea drops this one into the corner. Crookshank tried to feed it behind the net there. He was hoping for Ovchinnikov. Instead, it's back to the left side, and now carried up the right wall in the O-zone towards the right point. Sharp takes the feed from Ovchinnikov. Left side, long off, ring glove by Greaves. Shea with a little screen, but no trouble for Jet. And he snares to halt the clock with 6:17 to go in the opening stanza. 0-0 the score here at Coca-Cola Coliseum, but a reminder for Monster fans out there, do you want to experience more hockey games? Of course you do. Do you want to get access to exclusive events and gifts? Obviously. Well, then you've got one objective, and it's urgent. You need to join the Monsters Hockey Club today for next year. If you do that, you'll get tickets to the first home playoff game this season absolutely free. What a deal. Go to clevelandmonsters.com/earlybird for more information. Face off to the right side of Cleveland's defensive zone. One back to the right corner. Tapped up the wall by Clayton. Nice little angling pass from Fix-Wolansky to Del Bel Blues. Now it's Mateau chipping it in deep. Trade chasing there, awkwardly colliding with the defenseman for Toronto.